Most people think the foods we eat only impact our weight, but you would be surprised how much what we eat affects our performance. More specifically, our ability to focus, sleep, and maintain our precious willpower. Have you ever noticed after eating a big meal or eating something considered unhealthy, you usually feel sluggish, lethargic, and cannot focus on anything? Or maybe you've had those nights when you can't seem to fall asleep and your mind is racing. Usually, this results from eating too much food or the wrong sort of food shortly before trying to go to bed. As research has shown, food directly correlates with anxiety, leading to your mind racing even while lying in a warm, safe bed. As you can guess, not being able to sleep well will significantly impact your performance for the day. And what about willpower? Something we all need to get the essential tasks done for the day. But did you know what you eat can actually drain your willpower and make it challenging to resist other harmful habits? In this video, you will discover how food affects your performance and why it is critical to become aware of what you are eating if you want to function at high levels daily. Starting with a trait we all need if we want to be more productive in life: the ability to focus. If you have ever had those days when you feel confused processing information or can't seem to focus on anything for more than a few minutes, most likely what you have been eating is the leading cause. As studies have shown that foods high in sugar and saturated fat directly link to brain fog and your mind's ability to focus. The reason why is because when we eat junk food, our body digests the food faster than nutrient-dense whole foods. Since these foods have been stripped of nutrients, our body uses the sugar as energy. That energy is immediately used as a temporary sugar high or a false feeling of energy, which quickly leads to a sugar crash or the feeling of being lethargic. This can lead to stretches of focus loss, fatigue, and reduced concentration. I have realized doing the simplest things like reading a book becomes extremely difficult if I eat junk food or overeat in my own life. Not only will my reading speed be cut in half, but my comprehension of what I just read is non-existent. I've now learned these unhealthy foods cause our brain to minimize oxygen levels. This makes our body work twice as hard, affecting our ability to concentrate. But on the opposite end, when my diet is clean and consistent, my energy is high and my focus is incredibly sharp. I can fly through pages in a book while also remembering and understanding what I have read. Maybe you have noticed the same pattern in your own life involving focus, like while working or even the mundane everyday task in your life, like listening to someone talking to you or remembering a person's name. The good news is this can quickly be cured by cleaning up the foods you eat. I know it's easier said than done, but to perform at your ultimate best daily, healthy whole foods will give you the greatest return on your investment, along with your ability to get a good night of sleep, which we will dive into next. Have you ever had those nights when you can't seem to fall asleep and your mind is continuously racing? I know I have. When I eat healthy, I sleep like a baby and have no problem falling asleep and staying asleep. But when I am eating trash, I have slightly higher anxiety and my thoughts are always racing, which usually results in laying in bed thinking for several hours before I can fall asleep. I have also noticed that my breathing isn't as clean when I consume junk food, making it more difficult to stay asleep. We all know a lack of sleep or low quality of sleep will significantly impact our ability to perform at our best. But what you might not have realized is that what we eat, especially right before going to bed, can tremendously affect our ability to fall asleep and stay asleep. The same junk foods that are problematic to our weight loss can also be inconvenient to our sleep. Eating sugary foods throughout the day causes changes to blood sugar levels, which can bring on feelings of fatigue that affect our daily routine and sleep patterns at night. Along with daily consumptions of junk food, nighttime snacking can be even more harmful, as the body will need to work twice as hard to digest the food, which it doesn't do well when you're lying down stationary in bed. This may be the leading cause of why you often wake up throughout the night. Now, this doesn't mean you shouldn't eat before bed if you're hungry, as an empty, rumbling stomach can be distracting and make it even more challenging to fall asleep. Instead, eat something that will nourish and help you sleep better, like fruit or foods high in fiber. Most importantly, it is best to avoid large meals and junk food close to bedtime, because good, quality sleep is vital if we want to perform at our best, and without it, we break down physically and mentally. Along with the fact that research has shown a lack of sleep can lead to stronger junk food cravings the following day, which eating junk food leads to poor sleep, and you can see how this vicious cycle is then set into motion. If you are continually consuming unhealthy high-fat and sugary foods, it will drain your willpower almost instantly, along with your ability to do difficult tasks. The reason why is because when we eat sugary, processed, fatty foods, they immediately send quick hits of dopamine to our brain. If we can get dopamine that easily from simply eating something, why would our brains want to do anything difficult? Even if it is important to us or could impact our lives if we did it, like exercising, working on a project, or learning a new skill. When I eat a lot of junk food in my own life, I have noticed not only am I sluggish and unable to focus, but I have no desire whatsoever to work out, read a book, or work on a video like this, along with inconsistent energy levels and mood swings. But when my diet is on point and consistent, I have no problem doing these tasks and actually look forward to doing them. I believe willpower can be strengthened and built just like a muscle. The more positive inputs you put into it, the stronger it will become, and vice versa. If you don't train it or put negative inputs into it, the weaker it will become. So if we are always giving in to eating junk food and giving our brain quick hits of dopamine, the less willpower we will have to accomplish the most meaningful things. You can see how all this leads back to performance and how much more difficult it is to function at high levels when you can't focus, have no willpower, and most importantly, don't sleep well. Now you must ask yourself, what harmful and toxic foods am I consistently eating every day or even all day? Getting to the bottom of this question is the first step you must take to change the foods you eat. As Sally Edwards put it, if we are not willing to settle for junk living, we certainly shouldn't settle for junk food. If your diet consists of high carbohydrate, heavily processed, fatty, sugary foods, you will suffer from fatigue, brain fog, lack of focus, and poor sleep compared to what you could be getting. We all choose what we put in our mouth daily. Now it's up to you to decide how you want to feel and how well you want to perform. If we settle for junk food, we will feel like junk. But if we invest in what we eat, the results might not be overnight, but you will soon start to feel more clear and energized. As I do believe what you eat is one of the most important things you do on a daily basis. The choice is now up to you, as I am no diet coach or nutritionist, nor is my diet always perfect by any means. But it is something we all have to work on improving every day for the rest of our lives. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.